Hi,
we
everyone.
Could swivel. Oh, hi.
I did that without her knowing. Of course, this is Mrs B and Auntie. Sorry, I just
You
said
actually
for you.
know that you're not Auntie
No.
this time.
We thought we would go ahead and record another coffee time or coffee with Mrs B and Auntie.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have a couple more on there.
Yes.
If you didn't look at the other one, go back and look. First time we've gotten together.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
But
anyway, I was thinking, I think this would be funny.
Oh, no.
I would like to I thought about bringing a balloon with me and putting it back in the background, let it go across. Does anybody know why?
And say, hi, Pang Pang.
I may do that. I may edit this and put a balloon going across.
Oh, that would be fun.
Oh, look at that. There's the spy balloon. They're spying on us.
Do you see my new picture I have in the background?
A new picture. Oh, that's pretty.
And,
Y'all see that?
The flowers that are on the radio.
Can you see right here?
Mm-hmm.
And that flower?
That was a birthday gift from Mikey and Carrie and the kids.
Of course, I would have guessed them.
Oh, really?
I would have. I think Carrie has such good taste.
Yes.
And she would know to make sure that it went with your...
Everything. Yeah.
That's a beautiful place for it.
It is.
Did you just decide that, or did she tell you?
No,
put it here?
No, she said, I hope you have a spot for it, but I had something else there, but it was time for a change, and I think that worked out pretty well.
That is so pretty. Auntie here has such good taste. And I want to say she kind of collects antiques. She won't say that because it's not the kind you know, like she doesn't have a whole lot of antiques sitting around and all that. But she has antique things that have a history. Most of them have a history.
Yeah.
She has kept things from her mother that were her grandmother's and stuff. It's just really an interesting place to be out here and look around and see some of her stuff. And then, of course, that's your taste as far as more antique looking and farmhouse. A lot of farmhouse.
I don't really go with trends because I can't afford to do that. I mean, who can afford to do that?
But I'm just saying, everything, your taste is so good. It is so pretty. I like it. Everybody else may like a different style, but...
And you know what? That is the good thing about life. You can do what you want.
It is so pretty. I would love to live here. It's so nice. And it's out in the country, and I would love to live out in the country, and that's never going to happen in my family, but anyway.
It gets a little quiet out here when you're out here all the time, but...
especially when you're alone.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you and I, if we were together...
When we get together, even if we just FaceTime, we're fine. We're good. But I mean, I like to see you.
That is true. We do. We FaceTime. We have not much this last month or so.
Oh, for like 2-3 weeks, I've had like a horrible cold that I couldn't speak a sentence without coughing my head off. So I told her I can't talk. I can text, but I can't talk.
She has a low immune system.
Yeah.
And I think you just get sick when you get cold outside.
Yeah.
You know, I learned years ago, if I go, I'm real bad about going barefoot all the time. And if I go outside and the concrete is cold, I'll get sick.
Oh, yeah?
Just from that. So I know I have to wear shoes and I have to wear a jacket.
The only place I have been, and this was like 2 days before I caught cold, and Terry caught cold too. We went to a livestock sale. Well, it was, what is it called when they judge it and all that stuff?
A sale? I don't know.
It's kind of like, it's like a 4-H maybe from a nearby little town, and we have 2 great nieces that were in this. They had raised pigs and one of them had raised a steer and then a pig, and one had raised a goat and a pig. And so we went, and when you go into, it's a livestock show. And so when you go into the sale barn and everything, you're on bleachers, and then there's dirt, and there's animal dander, and there's, there it is. I hadn't seen them prepare. I'm not a farm girl, although I love the country. I would not even know how to milk a cow. Do you know how to milk a cow? Have you ever done that?
I think I have one time, but I wouldn't know.
No.
I know I wouldn't know.
I mean, I'm so done with that stuff. Terry knows how to do all that stuff because he had to do that when he was a kid.
Yeah, he grew up on a real farm.
A real farm. But I grew up in town, but with farm values. That's what I'll say.
Where we live
is rural-ish.
Both of us, but you especially. Yeah. And I grew up here for a little time. And then I lived here when I got married. We lived here for 10 years. But just so you know, this town is the big town. And it's got probably 7,000 people.
Yeah. And then there's these little towns that have like 1,000 or 1,500.
They're lucky if they have that much.
Yeah.
There's some that have 50 people.
But this little town, it's called Lipscomb. And it's in Texas, and it's at the very top.
The Panhandle.
In the Panhandle. And they are so busy. I mean, that little town, they have a calendar, and everybody that is the whole population of the town, on the calendar they have everybody's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, they do. And, I used to do crafts and stuff, and I used to sell crafts at this little house, and that they fixed up as a craft store, and we had to take a turn being a storekeeper, to sell our stuff. Anyway, and I saw that calendar, and I thought, wow, that's, and everybody knew each other. Everybody,
of course, yeah, you would if it's small enough.
But they have stuff going on. They have like auctions. They have pie sales. They have parades, 2 or 3 parades. Our town of several, like thousands, not too many thousands, but has one parade a year. We had a 2-block Christmas parade. And anyway, that little town has all kinds of stuff. They have book clubs. They have this. They have that. They have things happening. And this is where I went to the livestock show.
Okay.
We walk in, and they have blow dryers blowing these the hair on these big old steers, and they have clippers, and they're fluffing their tails, and I had never seen the prep. Now,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know they did that. Anyway, I said to Josh, my great nephew, I said, how come you're clipping the? And he says, well, if I do it this way, I'll make him look a little taller. Well, it was just barely in the class to be in there. It was a smaller deal. And so when they marched them out, they were judging the kids, and these kids were little, pretty little kids with these big old steers, hundreds of pounds, and these little 4th graders or whatever, and they're, leading these steers, and they're supposed to make them stand just so with their feet and locked, and they have to tap them with these little rods and stuff, make them stand still, and they're being judged at how well they control their animal without having to be bully, and then anyway, this guy, he was so funny, the judge guy, he'd go, oh, now here we got this little, and you look at the length of his back, and it's not quite as long as that other feller's, but it's the other one over there, but it's nice and flat and straight. And I said, Terry, do you know how to judge a steer? And he says, no.
Did you learn?
I learned a lot. He said all kind of stuff. And he says, now, that one has weak ankles. You can tell by the way he's rolling on them as he walks. And, and I said, did you notice the ankles rolling? And Terry goes, no. And the guy's just talking and talking. Well, anyway, she didn't get it because hers was the littlest one there, but they were beautiful. I mean, they looked like mink coats almost. One of them had a coat that looked like a mink coat, and one was like a blonde mink. It was beautiful, and it was a steer. And hers was a red heifer, and it was beautiful.
They need you to advertise for them.
I know.
You make me want to go to one.
I know.
But then you got sick, so I don't know if I want to go to one.
Anyway, then they did the pigs, and I said, Terry, what do you look for in a pig? And he goes, I don't know. I said, you know what my idea about raising a pig was?
Bacon.
I was thinking, okay, whoever got their pig to weigh the most won.
Oh.
That's what I thought the contest was.
Oh.
I'm good at that. I can, do that. But no, their hips had to be just right. Their back had to be right. They had to hold their shoulders right, and their ankles couldn't roll and all that stuff.
That's funny.
It's interesting.
It's funny. There's so much we don't know about some of the simplest things.
I know, and even the way the tail curled made a difference to that judge. And I'm like, seriously? Anyway, I did okay during the calf and all the pigs. They had like the kind that's pink with black band around it, and they had the regular pink, and they had the black, and then they had the mixed ones that were polka dotted, and they had like 5 or 6 different kind of pigs. And our great nieces won ribbons on showmanship, and on one of them got first place with their pig, and I think the other got first place on something else. Anyway, I was going to get gangbusters just like I am now, and about the 3rd time the guy said the pig rolled its ankle, another pig did. I said, Terry, I think I'm going to have to head home. So we went home, and we both just collapsed. And we caught cold.
And you got cold. Now I was thinking he caught the cold from you, but
I think he could have, but I think he probably got. I mean, I had a coat on, and it was kind of one of those down coats, and I was not cold at all, but just the circulating air. And someone said the dander.
Mm-hmm. It could have been.
Anyway, it was interesting. So if you have a chance. And did you see in the newspaper where that one girl at the Fort Worth Livestock Show made $359,000 on her Grand Champion?
And what's the newspaper?
Steer. Yeah, well, Terry noticed it. He saw it on the newspaper.
What's a newspaper?
I think Terry saw it on Facebook.
I'm teasing you so
bad. I know.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, I asked, who did I ask? Probably my brother. I said, how is it that you can, some people, these well-known names, that they've been ranchers forever, they always seem to win the high dollar prizes. And my brother said, well, think about it. Those people, all those ranchers around there, they have a whole herd to choose from. And where our little nieces, they had to go pick from a few and just guess which one might turn out okay.
Mm-hmm. And also, think about it, a rancher has probably years and years of experience
and knows what
to look for, and know how to raise them so they are stronger and healthier and prettier. Their coat is prettier, whatever. But and then young people are just learning.
Yeah.
So
they learned a lot from that, though. I think it was good for them.
Oh, I do think all of that is good for them. I do.
Well, Terry said when he had a pig that he was showing, and he said he didn't really know what he was doing, and he was just walking around with the pig. And after he showed his pig, his ag teacher said, Terry, you're going to have to do that again at the end of the show. and to show me, you know, how to show a pig. And he said, well, what did I do wrong? He said, you walked between the pig and the judge. You're never supposed to be between the pig and the judge. And he goes, oh, he was so mad. And he thought about going home, but he thought, no, I guess I better do right.
Yes, perseverance.
Perseverance. That's Terry's middle name.
It is. Hey, show him your shirt.
Oh, Brenda.
Have you guys
Mrs B made this.
Have you seen this before? I don't know if we've shown it
Here
before.
we go again, kicking it with the Kens. Our family reunion, July 2022. This is a niece's family reunion.
Yeah, I just think it's a cute shirt.
Isn't that cute with them? And each family had a different
color
sneaker.
Yeah, same
like
shirt.
One niece had pink and one nephew had green and
all those different
neon
things and little bitty
zebra.
spots were a little work to do, but I just thought, I think that is a cute shirt.
It is a cute pattern. And
hey, if anybody wants me to make them shirts,
they're very neat to have for a family reunion. It's such a keepsake.
Just put it in the comments, and I'll get with you somehow.
She has lots of different patterns for family reunions.
Oh, I like to come up with stuff, different stuff. Now, but then at the same time, I look for designs, other people have done too. So
now you do family reunion shirts for your husband's family too,
yes,
don't you?
Yes.
I've never thought of that, but that's just kind of a cool remembrance.
Yeah, I like doing it, but anyway, that's just something that I do. But I just like that shirt, and I wanted to show you, just like our family shirt that we wear, the black one. It was one of those.
I can
that we
mine
did
if you want me to.
Oh, if you want to, I don't care. But it was just fun to have that shirt, and we really like to wear that shirt. And I use a very soft shirt to do them. Anyway, this isn't for selling stuff. It's just for letting you know that I do them. If you like these shirts, we're going to record several of these videos today, so I was bringing 3 other shirts with me to make it look like we did it on a different day, I guess. Well, I forgot them. So, stuck with us wearing the same shirt every day in all these videos because we don't know when we'll get together again. I just love that picture behind me. I'm going to have Elaine, Auntie here, tell you about some of the possibilities of her health problems she's been having. I've pretty much got mine under control. I have spinal stenosis, and I had some bulging disc and stuff, and I've been going to a physical therapist for 6 months. I'm released from them. I'm not completely better. And now I'm going to a spine clinic and going to start.
I guess it's in the laundry, Brenda.
It's okay. I'm going to start doing, steroid shots, and we'll see where that goes. I told them that I would have you tell them, not the whole long story, but a little bit about you getting to find out maybe what some of the problems have been. And then I suggested that she does what would you call it, a video on
kind of
her own little thing just about her health and progress and how it makes her feel and everything. But that will be a separate thing, and hopefully if there's other people out there that are suffering like she has been, then they'll get some comfort from her, and also she'll get comfort from them. If you don't feel quite alone, if you know somebody else is going through the exact same thing you are.
Yeah, I think, like Brenda has said, that she has autoimmune, and those kind of diseases are very misunderstood and misrepresented,
and hard to diagnose.
Yes.
I think they're very hard to diagnose. And
yeah,
But anyway, you tell him you went to the doctor.
Yeah, I
finally got into
found a doctor that deals with autoimmune and considers fibromyalgia. They took a whole lot of blood. They did a whole lot of x-rays. He's a rheumatologist.
Now, first you went to
my home doctor.
I forget what they're called. Your regular doctor. And he prescribed you gabapentin. Only 100 milligrams once a day. Mm-hmm. And it knocked her out.
Well, Well, he did like 300, and then I was knocked out all the time. So the pharmacist looked at it and he said, I think this is a little too much. So he knocked it down to 100.
So see, I think that is crazy because I have started taking it, and they had me take 100 3 times a day. I didn't feel a thing, and it didn't help me at all.
Isn't that crazy?
And now I'm on 300 milligrams 3 times a day, and finally I'm getting some relief. Not enough, but I'm getting some relief.
Maybe it'll build up.
What a difference! Which we already knew there was a difference because NyQuil knocks her out. And it doesn't mean I can get up the next day and I'm fine, but she's wiped out the next day. So we really have a big difference in our tolerance of stuff.
It's been so many years that, I'll have where Terry couldn't understand. He'd say, well, when you wake up, do you feel good? You're supposed to be rested. And I go, no, I feel just like I did when I went to bed. And he says, that makes no sense to me. Well, I'd go to doctors. I'd tell them, that I was, and they'd say, take vitamins, and I'd take some, they'd say multivitamins. I'd go, okay. And I'd do all that kind of stuff. And you need to exercise. And I'd be like, I can't hardly drag myself across the floor. But anyway, I tried, and doctors just dismissed me.
So she finally got her regular doctor. He's given her something to help her sleep and also to help with the pain. And then a friend recommended this.
This doctor at a diagnostic clinic, and he's from China. His name's Dr. Chen, and he did lots and lots of blood tests and all the bone stuff. And so 2 weeks, he did that 2 weeks ago. So this week I went to get the results, and his results are online, so I can see and I can write down what he has said about me and stuff and figure out what it is, Anyway, he says, well, the thing about autoimmune, it doesn't show up on tests. A lot of times it doesn't show up. But all that showed up on the regular test was vitamin D deficiency. I was almost down to nothing. So he's giving me 50,000 milligrams once a week for, I think it's like there's 12 pills, so that's 3 months. And then when I run out of those, I'm supposed to take over-the-counter D3 for that last month until I see him. Well, I had posted about that on Facebook, and I've had people tell me I take 50,000 3 times a day, because theirs were so low. But, I was like 50,000, but then I read about, they say don't do Dr. Google, but I wanted to know what different terms meant. But it said that almost everything I'm going through can be just from vitamin D deficiency.
So that's what we're hoping for.
And that's what I'm hoping it is. But he said we have to rule out everything else that could be autoimmune, like lupus, the ADA. If it's up, then it could be lupus. And I have numbers on there that are low, but if they are up, then that would be the marker for that. But then if everything clears out, then it's fibromyalgia, because there's no test for fibromyalgia. And I thought that was crazy. He thinks it's crazy.
But it's Samantha. She's not had anybody to go ahead and check to see, well, she'll go in and think she has to tell the doctor what she thinks it might be, and he'll check for that, and then he'll say, nope, it's not, and bye, see you later.
Well, I've asked doctors, I said, I have fibromyalgia. Is there any new things for that? And they said, there's no such thing.
Yeah, some doctors don't believe in it. Yeah. But anyway, she couldn't get anybody to check.
Nobody would listen.
Don't. If it's not one thing, we'll try to find what else it could be. Rule out stuff. Well, finally, she found someone that will do that. Yes. And so she's going to have this journey that I'm hoping people will look at your journey. So you start that, and we won't make this video all about that.
I only had one pill 2 days ago.
And what pill?
One vitamin D by 50,000 milligram, and I already kind of feel better. He said, low vitamin. He told me, he said, that will make you very tired. He said, I'm surprised you couldn't get up.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh.
Well,
okay.
She said,
so I'm not crazy.
You said
I am crazy, but not crazy.
When you first started taking the gabapentin, you were sleeping 20 hours a day. Mm-hmm. That's a long time. Yeah. So that's why she backed off of that and is doing better. But anyway, follow her journey with her health problems, and also know that I'm doing a weight. What am I doing? Carnivore. Today is actually day 8. Wow. But my videos may be a little behind because I didn't start posting them probably till day 4. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, so we both I have one now. She's going to have another little
blurb
play on a playlist. We'll have separate playlists, and I'll help you with that. Putting it on there if you want. Okay. Or no, you have rights. You should be able to do it yourself. Okay. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Which you've done it before. You do it with your own, don't you?
I don't.
You just do Facebook.
No, I do a video with my phone and then just put it on.
Well, you can
YouTube.
do it that way.
Okay.
Just put it on this channel instead of
the
other channel.
Oh, okay.
And that's all we need.
Very cool.
And if you do have any questions, you can holler at me. I know so much.
You do. She's amazing.
No, I don't. I tell you,
she tries to act like she doesn't.
I tried to edit.
She's learned a lot.
I tried to edit, and I was showing her a while ago on this editing program that you can, when you back it up, it plays you talking backwards, and we were laughing.
I think it'd be funny to like for Valentine's Day, do a message for our husbands, a real endearing message, and then just record it backwards and send it to them, and then have them listen to it and not know what we're saying. Do it back. Have the words backwards like you were showing me.
And I don't know how you could do that.
Oh.
I don't know how that would. I don't know how.
See, she'll figure it out. She's devious like me.
You brought this in. We're almost to our time. We want to keep our videos about 30 minutes. So it's almost 30 minutes. Okay. She brought something in to show you.
This is show and tell. And this is like 2 minutes.
That's something we can start doing in these things.
Oh, okay. This is my grandma's, my mother's mom's old pitcher that they used to fill with milk. And this is a matching platter that they used to put their cornbread on. And it was for a family of 7. What was in the platter and what was in the pitcher was what they had for supper after working all day. A piece of cornbread a day with a little bit of milk on it.
It's amazing they survived.
Yeah, cornbread and milk. That's what they survived on.
That's a small platter.
Yeah, it's not that
for
big.
For 7 people.
Yeah, it's not that big. And you think about that, and this is probably, what would you say, 1.5 quarts of milk, or maybe a quart.
Maybe a quart.
Yeah. So
for 7 people, that's not a lot, especially if they've been out working.
Yeah.
So that
they had to fill up with water a lot. They didn't have a lot to eat. They were like terribly, terribly poor.
Yeah.
I think they were mostly sharecroppers, and it was hard to get food back then. If they were able to grow corn in the area of Oklahoma or Kansas that they were in, they would have had some corn, but most places they lived, there wasn't a whole lot that grew. So anyway, that's that.
It's good seeing you. Oh, seeing you again. We see you. No.
We can see you, so you better behave while we're talking. Yeah. We'll tell.
Give us a like.
I am a tattletale, so remember that. Yeah, comment.
Bye,
Jan,
guys.
I know.
Bye-bye. We'll see you later.
Bye.